Hello everyone. Today is Friday, April 22nd maybe, I think. I'm not really sure. But I'm back and I'm going to want to work on this little grungy journal again. So let me just adjust this light. It's a little bit in my face. There we go. So what have we got so far? So I have a closure. It's going to be a wraparound closure and it's going to get sewn on when I sew the signatures in. On the inside of this, I have a pocket here and a pocket here. Oh, I guess I should do a little snip there. I didn't realize I hadn't. Here, I'm gonna put these together so that they can have this kind of the same spot. And I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a snip, so it's symmetrical-ish. Okay, so we've got two pockets on the sides that I still have to make something to put in. And you open it up, and this is all grunged up atlas. And I have reinforced this seam here and this seam here with some Tim Holtz fabric tape, because this is where I want to sew these two little signatures into. And I have a cunning plan for how I'm going to lay them together. So that's what I wanted to do right now. So I have a bunch of different colors of this waxed linen thread. And I thought this one went quite well with this journal. So I'm going to do a single hole pamphlet stitch. So I think I only need to go like twice for this. I usually go 3 times. I'll go a little extra. And I have some needles to go with. So this all came in a set. The needles and the waxed linen thread and then some other tools. I can't remember. Quite a while ago I got them, like ages ago. But if you look up on Amazon and you look up bookbinding kit, I think my awl came with it. And where is my awl? That is a good question. Let's see. Oh, I see it. Okay. So I'm just going to thread this and I'm going to sew in my, probably don't even need my awl, but because I'm just going to do a single hole pamphlet stitch. And here's my awl right here. I'm going to do one at a time. I'll do this one first. And again, this is just packaging paper that I have grunged up and gessoed. And let's see, this has got, I think this just got 4 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets. And I'm just going to do a single stitch down the center there. And kind of eyeball it in the center here. And then on this one, I also want to catch, oh no, not on this one. Okay, so I am going to pull that through. I'm going to go around, all the way around, and then back through that hole that I just made. And I probably am going to catch that linen thread again, but it's really not a big deal. I can show you, it's super easy to fix. I know people are on YouTube are often like, oh no, I split my thread. And it's not the best thing to do, but it is fixable. So if you do split your thread, which I've done, I pull my needle out and then you can just pull it out again. And there, now it's unsplit. I'll just rethread my needle. I mean, it's probably easier. It may be easier to avoid splitting it altogether, but it happens to me often. And I find it easier than trying to struggle with making a really big hole so that you're sure you don't split it. Okay, so that's a single hole pamphlet stitch. Did I split it again? No, I didn't. And then you want to have a leg on either side of the string that goes down the center, so that when I pull this tight, you don't want to do it too tight because it will start to impact the edges, but just tie it tight down the center and another double knot, and then you can decide later on whether you want to add charms or super simple tidy little single hook pamphlet stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but with this side I am going to have to sew on the closure. So on this one I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets on this as well. This one tore at one point, so I added some of my homemade faux aged Scotch tape or sticky tape, and all this is vellum with some different alcohol inks to make it look aged. So I'm going to do the same thing here that I did there. I think I will use the awl on this one because I need it to be centered, and I need it to go through my closure, and I need my closure to be pocket side up. Just making sure I have it where I want it. I wanted it kind of layered like that, and that's good. So I've got my awl through there. Oh, before I pull my awl out, I'm going to rethread my needle. Oh gosh, I put my needle down, didn't I? I'm so bad at that. Absent-mindedly putting things down that I should not absent-mindedly put down. There it is. So I'm going to rethread my needle. And then I'm going to hold everything kind of in place here. You can put clips on, but for a single hole pamphlet stitch, I find I generally don't need to. So I'm going to pull that through, wrap around, go right back through that same hole, hopefully. There we go. Super simple. I would never use the single hole pamphlet stitch on a big journal. On a larger journal with more pages, you probably would want a 3 or 5 hole pamphlet stitch or some other kind of binding. But for this little, it's a really small little booklet-y kind of a thing, it works. So I'm going to just get that centered in down the seam. Give it a little bit of a tug, but not too much because I don't want to squish the edges. And then I will tie this tightly into the hole, and that just gives it a little the security it needs. There we go. Okay, now here's my idea that I was excited about. So I'm just going to make sure that that is all centered. So now I can do one page from each side of the signature. So it's going to have this kind of interesting kind of butterfly fold effect. And it's cool because just even though it's only got 4 pages all together, it winds up being kind of a nice a nicely padded journal. Oh, good. And it wound up with this one on top. See? also I have like this kind of a squishy, padded thing happening with all of the pages in there. And then this, let me just get that centered, is the closure. I'll just have to work it a little bit. Oh, got a little tight. There. And give it a little bit of a squish, I guess. And then I can close it up. So I do have some other things I want to stick in here, but that's generally how it's going to go. And then this can also be a pocket, and the back one can be a pocket if needed. I wonder if I might stick like a little glassine. I have some very small glassine envelopes that I could stick in there with some tabs or something. But yeah, so that's how that's going to work. And then I have room for a pocket, a card for that pocket. And then as you're journaling, I think this will also flatten out over time. And you obviously don't have to keep it this way. I just like the idea of, you know, you journal on that, and then you journal on here, and you journal on here, and you can just, it's kind of flippy floppy. And then I haven't decided what to put here. I was going to put these pockets onto, oh, this was going to go here. I guess I had a couple of little of these, like, almost like amber beads. They're glass beads, but they look like stones. And I just stuck them on there. I collaged. This is that regular envelope that I cut in half, and I had stenciled the ammonite on there. And I just did a little collage with leftover bits and some Tim Holtz stamps and things on there. And this is a tag that I made ages ago. So I want to include this one here. I was going to put that on this front page. And then I have this one, also it's the other half of that envelope. It's, again, these glittery things are the Lindy's Magical Shakers. So I used those. And some offcuts from the maps, a little extra piece of this orange covery bit, and a stencil, and it has a nice pocket, a nice window. So I was going to use this one somewhere in the center. Maybe or should I just put it on the back there? Kind of covers up that cool timetable though, the distances, and I don't really want to cover up the distances. So maybe I'll just stick it on this back page here like this. And I'm just thinking, do I want to stick it on as another pocket? I don't want to do a thumb hole. Or I could stick it on this way, and then it could be a pocket there. There's just enough room for a little tab to stick out here. But I don't want to compromise. No, you know what? I'm just going to stick it down. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to stick it down. We're not going to get overly ambitious and fancy, because then sometimes you weaken the elements that you do have. I need a new needle. Did I have one started somewhere? I had this one, but this one's gotten kind of cruddy. The glue in here is getting kind of thick. I think I need to add either some nail polish or just, not nail polish remover. Acetone will loosen up the 3-in-1, the Beacon 3-in-1. I think this is actually Fabri-Tac. It'll loosen it up. I don't know if I have any. Maybe if I just replenish it, the newer glue will help thin out the older glue. So I'm going to just stick that down there. And then I'm going to do my flipping of pages. I love how grungy these pages came out. And I like that they're not perfectly lined up. There's that center. And this center. I don't know if I'm going to put a charm on them yet, or tie a bow, or just snip them. I have to think about that. They have a very nice feel to them. And then this one goes like this. It's a little wonky. And then this will go on the front like that. And I'm going to just glue this one straight flat down too. Oh, and I just noticed the steamship distances. That's good. I'm happy that that worked out too. Down around there. And I'm just going to take my bone folder and give it a little squish to make sure that this is all nicely stuck down. And then this can go back in here. Right? Like so. And then I can put a hole or something in those. Okay. So now that is my journal part. And this will fold up nicely like that. And then this folds over like this, and then I can have a little tab sticking out there. And then my closure wraps around like so. So now I need to come up with some journaling tags for those pockets. And then some other little bits to go in this front piece here. So that is my next installment of my grungy journal. I'm going to be doing a quick flip through in a little while, so I will post this video, and then I will be posting a flip through of my latest field notes or field guide journal, and then I may even do one more. So this may wind up being a triple day because I'm not good at waiting to post things. I'm impatient. So thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. I would so appreciate it if you could click like, give me a thumbs up, click subscribe if you haven't, and say hello. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Have a great day, folks. Stay safe. Bye-bye.